Welcome everybody to the channel. If you're new, you're welcome. Just an update basically on the situation with the BBC, or what we call state television. Yes, your state television, your auntie, that's what they like to call it. You know, your TV broadcasting station that is a part of the culture, part of way of life. Everybody needs to have the BBC, according to one or two people. Of course, not here, of course, because the BBC should be independent, which it's not, of course. It tries to be, but it's impossible. Um, so it's just an update because obviously, as I said, it's been over a month now, well over a month since I haven't got a letter or a knock on my door, which is entirely expected, really, after the intimidation you get from it. Well, you've been on the 25th. You're on the investigation, all the usual harassments that the BBC Capita, who collect the license fee for them, try it on with you. And of course, when you have a YouTube channel like myself, I mean, it's not a great big channel. It's not, I've got 1,500 subscribers. Thank you very much, everybody who's supporting me. It means a lot when you're a small enterprise, because you try to get your message across. That's why I say, if you're liking the video and understanding the video, what it's about, is to try and make people understand that if you're not watching, you're not paying. And whatever the BBC try to say to you, if they send the letters to you, once you become license free like myself, that means you're not watching. You're going to get letters coming. Obviously, I've not, because I'm under investigation. I'm a criminal now, according to the BBC, of course. So I'm waiting for them to call at my door, unannounced or whatever. Now, this could go on for months and months, but as I say, it's all documented here for you. That's why I wanted to do it like this and to share it with everybody. If you're thinking about becoming license free, because let's face it, £175 a year in this day and age, if you can save that kind of money on a household bill, it's worth saving when you can watch other things on catch up, and have to be live terrestrial television. If you've got the internet, of course, you can watch other things if you're not watching BBC, of course. As long as it's not live television, you're fine. And like I say, most people having the internet now, the next 10 years will have the internet. Basically, it's everything's on the internet. As I say, the terrestrial television by 2030 will be a thing of the past. It may become free. It may be used by the BBC for advertisements put on there and stuff like that. But let's face it, in the next 10 years, things are going to change. So that's what you've got to look at. You know, you look at it that, it's, I'm trying to say, if you want to stop paying, there's a way about going about it. And like I said, you can ring them up and tell them, and they will give you a confirmation that's for 2 years, supposedly. But that's not easy to do now, because I've tried that, or I'm actually in this month. This month is my 2 year time up. I should have got another letter saying to them it's time to renew my 2 year exemption, but it's not happened, because in April they started to send everybody, because they had over a million people in the last 2 years not paying. They just said, right, we're just going to send uh, reminders out to everybody who's not got a license, and just send them out every month. And that's what I've been getting up to now, up to February. It's February the 4th today, I think, February the 4th. And it's more or less 1 month since my last letter arrived on my doorstep, um, approximately, roughly. And I'm expecting one, or I'm expecting a visit. So this is what happens, like I say, folks. They keep you dangling on a string, hoping that you'll get a panic attack or something, or worry about knocking on the door. So if they do come, all you have to do is to follow these words, what I'm trying to say to you, I had one or two comments saying I'm not telling people the right way about going about this, and I said, look, it's standard procedure. What you do without a search warrant, they cannot come into your house. Without a search warrant, they're not allowed into your house. It's simple as that. So if they've got evidence, they will go to a magistrate and say, well, we're coming to prosecute you. We're going to come in and prosecute you, formally prosecute you, because you've been watching television. If they have the evidence, they could do it right on the spot. That's the law. We all know this. But if they haven't got evidence, that means they haven't got evidence to come in and search your property and make sure that you're not watching. They have to have evidence to get this search warrant to come into your house, or under suspicion, whatever, by a magistrate. And they need evidence, basically. Any solicitor will tell you that evidence is evidence. But anyway, if they do come and they just say, we need to come in and check, no, you just say to them, no, thank you. You need a search warrant to do that. It's my premises and whatever. So that's what you need to do. So the fear is for people, oh, you let them in. Never let them in. You don't need to let them in. And of course, they've no right to come in. They're not anybody with any authority. They're not investigators. They're not enforcement officers. They're ordinary salesmen trying to sell you a license. Now, if you follow these simple things, like I say, if it happens to me, I mean, I'm waiting for them to come, I will tell them the same what I'm telling you. And like I said before, the advice is just say, no, thank you, do not require a white license, this address, shut your door. Now, if you do that, there's nothing to worry about. Now, obviously, I've been doing this for nearly 7 or 8 years, maybe it's coming up to my 9th year now, and I've not had a visit. I've not had anybody knocking on my door. All right, 2 or 3 years, maybe 4 or 5 years of that, 6 years maybe. I've been on the renewal every 2 years, and that's why they've not come. They never came. Now, of course, now I'm under investigation. Expect to see. I mean, I'm a wanted criminal. Wanted criminal now. Wanted by They've said I'm guilty, which I'm not because I don't watch. Anyway, like I say, we'll see what happens in the next few months because I said before, it's all documented here for you because if you want to become license free, like Inspector C, like myself, like legally license free, if you're not watching, you're not going to have to pay. And there's nothing they can do about it. As long as you're not watching live television as it's broadcast on terrestrial television or on the internet and tune into the iPlayer. So that's what the rules are, folks, and that's simple. And like I said, things may be changing in the next, 2 or 3 years because the charter is up for renewal. That's the BBC license. It's like a pub landlord having a license to open at all certain hours. The BBC have to get a license from the BBC, from the government, saying yes, you're allowed to enforce this tax. So the government are together in this, in respect. So Starmer, the new Prime Minister, probably will support the BBC because he will use the BBC for his own gain in the next election. So then again, it could be state television if you want to call it that. So anyway, folks, thanks again for all the new people. Thanks for subscribing to my channel. Thanks very much. It's a big thing. If I can just stop one person getting fined at the front door, that's my job done, and that's what it's about, folks. Just one person not got fined, or somebody saving themselves some money, and that's what it is, and not being fear. And if you're not watching, nothing they can do. Anyway, folks, I will see you again on the next one. Thanks again. See you on the next one. Bye for now. Bye for now. Bye.